Bengkulu is an eyewitness of the fight of our lovely republic, where Bung Karno had been put to exile by the government of Netherlands Hindi in 1938 to 1941. Bung Karno has been placed in house since he was in Bengkulu, which still remain as one of the legacy. Now it already become a museum to keep a lot of legacy, such as bicycle, wood rack, shirts, Netherlands books, and also the living room where he used to sit to think about the condition of Indonesia. First Lady of Republic of Indonesia, who's appreciated as one of the national hero, is Mrs. Fatmawati. She was the first wife of the first president of Indonesia, Insinyur Soekarno. She was born in Bengkulu in 1923. The Indonesian flag that waved in the Independence Day of Indonesia was made by her. And when she was still young, she was already on Sukarno's side to take this country on its own feet and declare its independence. In 1938, when Sukarno in Bengkulu, as a building engineer, Sukarno had renovated the old mosque in the center of Bengkulu city. Now, Jamit Mosque has been known as Bung Karno Mosque. Besides as the architect, he also monitorized the renovation and selected the materials himself. In the end of Ahmad Yani Street, there's a monument which was built to appreciate British governor who died by the East India Company. Marlborough Fortress. Nearby the monument of Thomas Parr, magnificent fortress which was built since 1713 to 1719 has become the center of defense and fight of British soldier in Bengkulu. With the square form 240-meter length and 170-meter width, it was built by the British East India Company. The truth about this fortress is a replacement for Fort York Fortress that already exists before. Marlborough Fortress had been attacked and failed twice, first in 1719 by local rebellion and second in 1760 by French army. In 1825, this fortress is taken away again by British East India soldiers until the arrival of Japanese army in 1942. Historically, this fortress has been the eyewitness of the life journey of the Indonesian proclamator Bung Karno, when he was arrested and interrogated inside the room of the fortress until he was sent to a house in the center of Bengkulu. In the period of independence, this fortress had been used by Indonesian police force as main base in Bengkulu before it was repaired and relocated into historical conservation. Now this fortress is a remarkable historical asset and become an open museum keeping historical facts. Some of the old craft and copy of British letters can be watched there. The charming view will be seen if you stand on the top of the fortress. Generally, Marlborough Fortress is the landmark and the identity of Bengkulu city. Behind a small church, there's British cemetery. In the last of 18th century, most of British soldiers died because of malady disease were buried there. According to the opinion of local people, 3 sons of Raffles governor were also buried there. One of the glory from British government in Bengkulu is the House of Raffles Governor. It was built with a magnificent colonialism style. Inside the house fulfilled with high style of handicraft. Wide room was magnificently designed for the meeting room between the governor and his staff. The government has a plan to rebuild the House of Raffles as one of the history conservation and tourism lead in Bengkulu. Now, it has been the resident of Bengkulu Governor. Tapak Padri is a site related with the glory of Islam in Bengkulu. One of the national fighters who died in the war against the colonialists is Sentot Ali Basha. That's why he was honored the national hero. His cemetery, which was artistically built, is a noble for his fight against the colonialists and defenses of the people of Bengkulu. An artistic old village with oriental setting can be found in the village of Chinese. The government of Bengkulu still keeps the architecture concept as a culture and historical conservation.